Hey guys, it's John here. I could do kind of an interesting, different video for you today. Normally I do motorcycle videos. I got a little camera mounted to my helmet, and you get to watch me ride around and talk about a bunch of crap I don't know anything about. Well, sometimes know a little bit about, but mostly just riding around and kind of enjoying myself and sharing the ride with you guys. But it's winter. It's really cold. It's snowing. It's nasty outside. And I'm sure you anticipated that I was not going to be doing a lot of videos in the winter. But I figured I'd throw this one up here, mostly for a forum I frequent called Auto Geek Online. And I'll post a link to that in the description. There's a lot of different products they sell, and I thought I'd do a little kind of newbie review of one of them. And I figured I'd post it on here. If I'm going to do something, I might as well share it with you guys. It's not a video about motorcycles, so you won't offend me or bother me if it's not interesting to you. If you don't want to watch it, but just something a little bit about keeping and maintaining our vehicles. Now in the spring I'm planning on doing a short video series on care and maintenance of a motorcycle's finish, in addition to more videos about care and maintenance of a motorcycle's engine, transmission, and things like that. I've done some short snippets in some of my other videos on how to maintain our motorcycles, but I'm going to focus more on the paint and finish a little bit in the spring. But I figured I'd do a little bit here. I did a short introduction when I was outside, but it was really horrible because it was so cold and I was so distracted, so I figured I'd kind of redo it here, and so that's what this is, and then I'll kind of bring you into the video. I've got my products here that I use, but it is on my car, it's not on my bike. My bike's covered up, hiding from the snow. But I do have a car. You know, I love my motorcycle and I ride a lot. But living in the Midwest, you got to have a car. You got to have a way to get around when the weather's too bad for your bike. And I've got my new car. I bought a 2014 Ford Focus SE Sport. You guys can let me know in the comments below if that's interesting to you, if you'd like me to do a video review of my car or let you know what I drive. Some motorcycle vloggers do that. You know, I don't know. I mean, that's up to you guys. If you guys would be interested in that. If you're not interested in that, I'm not going to spend any time on it. But I do try and maintain all of my vehicles, keep them clean. Keep them scratch-free and that sort of thing. More recently, in the last couple of months, I've gotten more into that, especially as it's starting to get colder and I'm riding a little bit less and I got to find a hobby. And I really discovered that there was a lot of things I was doing wrong when it came to maintaining the finish of my vehicles. And as I've learned, I've developed some new techniques, mostly learned other people's techniques and made them work for my situation. I'm definitely not going to take credit for anything I do in this video or any other video. These are all things I've learned from other people, but they work really, really well at cleaning our vehicles. Now, most of you who are car guys or motorcycle guys know what a microfiber towel is. I've got one here. A microfiber towel is, by the way, those of you who are watching on Auto Geek and watching this review on Auto Geek, I'll give you a link in the bottom to skip ahead since you already know this stuff, or if you already know this stuff. If you're a watcher of my video and you think, man, I've known about car care forever, and you know about things like 2-bucket washing and things like that I'm going to talk about briefly for a minute or two, skip ahead or whatever. But real quick, for whoever might be watching, this is a microfiber towel, and essentially it's a towel that's made of a certain blend of fibers that's designed to be able to go across the finish of your car without scratching or damaging it. Same with your bike. This particular one is the way a lot of them come now. It's got a nice tight binding on the edge. It's got a really fluffy, thick nap that's good for grabbing dirt, and on the inside of it has a real thin nap that's good for buffing away residue like on wax or the waterless wash product I'm going to show you. So, I use this kind of a towel, and the other towel I use, well, I use several towels, but the other kind of towel I use is this guy right here, which is just kind of a thin buffing towel. He's thin on both sides, has a thin edge, and what he's really good for is buffing afterwards, especially if my towels get saturated. And then the buffing side becomes less effective when the towels get saturated, so it's always good to have a couple of buffing towels out there. Or if you have a little spot that you just can't quite get to, you got to buff it away, you can kind of do that and kind of buff it away and get it clean. And, you know, you keep everything nice and clean. Right? So, those are the two main towels I use. But the main product I'm going to be talking about in this video is Waterless Wash. Now, I'm using in this bottle Detailers Pro Waterless Wash. I ran out. I bought a 16-ounce bottle, used it all up, and then I bought, to replace it, a bottle of Pinnacle Waterless Wash solution. I'm going to try a few different ones, see which one I like better, and start buying it by the gallon once I know what I like. But this is Detailers Pro. I'll have a link to it in the description. Doesn't come in this bottle. This bottle is extra, but oh, it's so good. And you'll see it in the video. It's a dual action bottle. Squeeze, let go, keep spraying. man, they are fantastic. And I love these bottles for what they do and how well they work for doing a waterless wash. Now, the idea behind a waterless wash is this. My car's dirty. I live in an apartment. This is my home office in my apartment. You know, it's nothing big or fancy, but the biggest problem with an apartment is I don't have a garage and I don't have a free-flowing source of water. I don't have a hose outside. I don't have anything else like that to get water to my car. And anybody who really cares about the finish of the car is not going to take their car to an automatic car wash, because the brushes in an automatic car wash will scratch the finish of your car. They'll have grit and dirt trapped in them, and they won't be made of the kind of materials that should be touching your car. If I need to very gently use a microfiber towel across the finish of my car, then a high-speed brush, no matter what it's made out of, is not going to be good for my car. Brushless car washes use very harsh chemicals that can strip waxes and sealants and other things you have on your paint and leave it unprotected. And even if they don't, they really don't get the car clean. I do sometimes, though, use the coin-operated car washes, so I can stick a couple quarters in there and hit it with the power washer and knock salt and snow and ice off of the car. But then I come home and I do one of these waterless washes, and I'm going to show you how to do all that. But the idea here is that we've got grit and dirt on the car. It's a daily driver. It gets driven out here with all the salt and everything else on the ground. We have grit and dirt all over the car, and we need to get it off. We need to get rid of it, and we don't want to scratch the paint, especially this beautiful black Ford paint that I have. I don't want to scratch that notoriously soft paint. And I'm not talking about deep scratches that where you can see the primer, you can see the metal underneath. I'm talking about really fine swirls and scratches that you can see when the sunlight crests over the car. And you can see those little cobwebs and spiderweb looking things, especially if there's no wax on the car. I don't want those on my car. I asked the dealership not to wash my car when I bought it. They delivered it to me beautifully dirty and covered in stickers. And I cleaned it up and waxed it and sealed it and did everything else to it and made it look beautiful. And I don't want to scratch it. So I want to get that dirt off, but I don't want that dirt to scratch it. So the way we accomplish that is with a waterless wash solution that's high lubricity. Essentially, it lubricates, so it removes the dirt and also prevents the dirt from scratching the paint. And we use a thick microfiber towel that picks up the dirt, gets it off the car, and does not scratch the finish. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do this, including a 2-bucket wash. You can watch some videos out there on YouTube on how to do a 2-bucket wash. There's lots of them out there. I recommend Mike Phillips and Larry Casella. Those are the two best guys out there to watch videos for. Ammo NYC and Auto Geek. Watch for videos that have those names on them. Just fantastic guys. They'll show you how to do a 2-bucket wash. That's the best solution. But with no free-flowing source of water and being ridiculously cold outside, the waterless wash is an awesome solution. So the gist of it is, and I'll show you outside, spray down a panel, and then take our microfiber towel, and we gently, top to bottom, wipe the panel down, and wipe it top to bottom, and we remove all the grit and dirt, and then we flip to our buffing side, or we'll use a buffing towel, however you prefer, and then kind of go over it and buff to remove the residue, and you end up with a clean surface. And I'm going to show you all that in the video. It's kind of a long video, but I have a lot to explain. And I want to hear from your comments below. If you want to tell me, hey John, we like the motorcycle videos, these videos are crap, tell me, alright? And we won't do them anymore. But it's something that's interesting to me, so I thought maybe if it's interesting to you guys, I'll throw it on there. But primarily this is a motorcycle channel, and I mean it does translate because this is a way you may be able to clean your motorcycle in your garage without having to get the hose and bucket out. And some motorcycle guys, although personally, I disagree with that. Motorcycles can get wet. I ride mine in the rain all the time. But some motorcycle guys don't like to get their bikes wet. They don't like to hose them down. So this is an awesome way that's better than a detail spray and way better than Pledge and a paper towel, like a lot of guys like to use, to get your bike clean and dust-free. And I'll show you how to do the bike later when it's not freezing cold outside. So we're going to skip ahead to the video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Let me know how bad of a job I did in the comments below. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, because I didn't mention it outside. When you go out to do something like this, anytime you're washing or detailing your car or bike, waterless wash or otherwise, get rid of these things. No watches, no rings, no belts. Get rid of all that because it will scratch your car. That's something I always have to remember, especially with a watch like this. It'll definitely, can you imagine, especially on the bottom here, can you imagine that scraping across your car, you're buffing along, and yeah, you don't want that. So just remember, take your watches off, belts off, rings off, anything else like that you have, get rid of it. Or better yet, take it all off and throw a detailing apron made of microfiber on top of it. I don't do all that, but I'd get rid of all the stuff that can scratch the paint because you are going to have to reach across and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, all right, now on to the video. Okay, guys, we're back out here again. It's snowing, it's cold, not ideal, but hey, we can get the car clean. Let me show you what the problem is, and you can kind of see here you look at the black on the roof here and how that kind of comes down and translates into this gross nastiness that's all over the car. That's what happens when you drive on the roads when it's nasty outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it, but I'm not going to wash it by getting a couple buckets out here. I'm not going to go to the car wash, definitely not going to do that and scratch it up. And I'm not going to sit out with a power washer and hose it down and freeze. I'm going to freeze anyway, but I'm going to freeze by doing it a safe way that's nearly as good and safe as a 2-bucket wash, but also doesn't run the risk of, doesn't let me freeze to death out here and doesn't need a free-flowing source of water. This is my car, by the way. It's a 2014 Ford Focus SE Sport. This is mostly a motorcycle channel, but if any of you are interested, I can do a little review of my daily driver. I prefer to take the bike just about everywhere I go, but as you can see the snowfall and everything else, this is not a day I'm going to take the bike, and this is what I take when that happens. So, we'll get started here. I got my towels sitting up here on the glass. I forgot to mention those yellow towels I use for glass also. And I got my bottle here in my hand. So I'm going to switch to my right hand here. I'm using my iPhone for video, not my DSLR, not my helmet camera. I know it's not great, but bear with me. If you don't like it, turn it off. What we do is we go panel by panel. And I'm going to start here with the hood, and we just saturate it with the solution. Remember how I said it was a dual action sprayer? See how that's kind of working? And it just works really well to spray down a panel. And because it's been sitting inside, the water is room temperature, but it will freeze. So if it's well below 0, it's probably not ideal to do this. As it is now, it's just barely above freezing, so it's okay. What we do then is, starting top to bottom, we just kind of gently wipe with the fluffy side of the towel, fold it into 4s. We always fold into 4s. And wipe from top to bottom. Then, this is going to be hard to do with my hand on the camera, so bear with me in how bad this is going to look. Yeah, here, have my armpit. We're going to flip the towel inside out like I showed you inside. Whoop, there we go. The towel inside out, we're going to then buff the rest of this wash solution. The towel's still folded in 4s, we're going to buff it. And what we're left with, and when it's really cold out, it kind of works funky, but it works. We're going to buff it away and leave a nice, clean, shiny panel. Now, that was a clean panel. What about a dirty panel? Well, that's why I hate some of these reviews sometimes. They show you washing clean cars. I don't want to see some guy wash a Ferrari that's got 3,000 miles on it and has never seen a day of rain in its life. Here we're outside in a parking lot of an apartment that's nasty and covered in cigarette butts, and is even parked right next to an abandoned car, and it's snowing. So, really, this is about as real as you're going to see. And so we're going to take a dirty panel here, and what I do is I'll spray the panel down. And where it's really dirty, see right here, I'm just going to saturate it. This product is way cheaper than paint, so don't be afraid to use it. I'm just going to saturate these dirty spots, and I'm just going to saturate the whole panel. And I'm just going to spray and saturate where it's really dirty, like along the edge here. I'm going to let it sit for just a second. I don't need to show you what it's going to... Well, I'll show you anyway, just so that you can see that it works. Back to one-handed towel folding. A lot of these guys do these videos and do a really awesome job. I recommend watching some of Larry Casilla's videos, Ammo NYC, anything with Mike Phillips on AutoGeek. Those are all great. Me, I have not mastered the one-handed towel fold. But as you can see, you saw how dirty it was before. Where it really is all going to come out. We're going to go top to bottom, just as we did before, after letting it sit for a second. Top to bottom. And we're not ever going to go back up, because look at all that. All that grit and dirt we have on this towel. When that happens, you don't want that stuff scraping across your paint. That's just nasty. So I'm going to take, and what I'm actually going to do, normally I would flip it inside out, but it's just going to be easier if I use 2 towels. I'm going to take my little buffing towel. I'm going to buff this panel. Top to bottom as before, just in case there's any grit left over. Towel comes out clean, which means it was clean. I'm going to use the other side of it real quick and give it one more quick buff. And you can immediately see the difference. Look at that. So, can a waterless wash solution clean a dirty car? Absolutely. So there you have it, proof's in the pudding. Snowing, it's not ideal. To be perfectly honest, I'm not even going to wash these top panels where the snow is accumulating. It's not ideal. The very main reason I'm out here, well, part of it's because my car is dirty, but part of it's also because I wanted to do a review of this product, the Detailers Pro Waterless Wash, and I'm out of it, and I don't know if I'll buy more. So when I do the review of the Pinnacle, you'll find out if I'll buy more or not. I think this is already freezing. Oh, no, it's not. So if I buy more, I'll buy more because I like it better. If not, if I like the Pinnacle better, I'll keep buying the Pinnacle. But this way I can at least give you a review and overview, and I'll compare it to the Pinnacle. And I'll show you the wheels real quick too while I'm at it. I'm only at 5 minutes, so. The wheels is the same idea, just saturate it. The towels and the product are cheaper than having the wheels refinished or repainted. And I'll saturate the wheels down. Now, I don't do the barrels with wheels on a waterless wash. I just don't. It's too much work with not enough. Yeah, this looks pretty good like this, just to kind of wipe and clean the barrels, or the face of the wheel. We just kind of wipe it down. Now, here's something I did. See that I let the towel touch the ground? I need to be really careful from now on to not let that towel touch the paint, and I'm going to check it, and if after washing it, I'm going to have to remember that, and make sure that that towel comes out clean. But since I'm doing it one-handed here, I wasn't watching enough to pay attention. We get a clean wheel compared to a dirty wheel. So, it works. It works, it works, it works. It takes dirt off the car. That's what you need to take from this. That's what you need to know. I'll talk to you guys later, guys. All right, God bless. Bye-bye.